The recording is on. In the previous session, we have, constructors, private fields and all. In this session, we'll be seeing inheritance. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. Do you have my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So in this session, we'll be, okay. In this session, we'll be seeing Dart inheritance. Okay. So Dart inheritance. Let me put it in the comment first. Okay, so you learn how to use inheritance, like how we can you can define a class that reuses, the methods and properties of another class. Basic concept is, I'll just give you the idea. There is a class A, okay, and this is the, class A is, generally what happens, in the company, okay. Any development team is working on, okay, any projects, okay. So, as per the client's, requirements, you developed a product and you delivered that product. Okay. Later on, client says, I don't want, okay, I want further requirements. Okay. But, it seems that it's not possible to modify the existing class because, lots of dependencies are there on this class. Okay. So in that case, you don't modify the existing class. Rather, you create a new class which gets, which inherits all the, features of the old class A. Okay. And, you start on using the, class B and let the other dependencies use this class A. Okay. And when the new codes that you will be using, you will be instantiating class B, okay, which has the, features of class A and some unique features of class B. Okay, so you have, advantage of using class B. It has, all features, it has all features of class A plus it has unique features of class B also. Okay, so if you instantiate class B, you're, having advantage of some advanced features. Okay, some unique features that you can use it. So as in, it has some features like, let's say it has addition, subtraction. Okay, let's say class B, if it extends A, means it is borrowing the, it is borrowing the functionality from class A. Extends means extends means you get all the, functions from class A, as well as, it has some unique features. Unique features in the sense, that let me just show you. Features of class A, it is, addition function in here and subtraction function. Okay, so these are the features. Okay, so let me just write here, for example. And the unique features are of class B will be multiplication and division. Okay. So if you instantiate class A, you create the object of class A, you can access only addition and subtraction. But if you create an object for class B, okay, in that case, you can access addition function, subtraction function, multiplication function, and division function. You got it? So let's understand the inheritance. Okay, so basically in this session you will be learning how to use that inheritance to define a class, okay, that reuses the methods and properties of another class. So here we are already use these functions. We already defined, okay, what this function does. But let's say I want to use this in another class, okay, or in another project. Okay, then I can just extend this class and I can take advantage of class A's features, and plus I can write my own definitions, okay, inside class B. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, so what is actually Dart inheritance? Okay, Dart inheritance allows you to define a class. Okay, let me give you proper definition in here. Inheritance. allows you to define a class, okay, that explains. So here class, in the case I'm talking about class B, okay, extends the features meaning here functions, okay, of another class. Okay, so basically you're defining a new class which have the features of another class. Okay, so that's called inheritance, and Dart supports single inheritance. It means that class cannot inherit so multiple classes. Okay, so it means here we can say that it can inherit from a class can inherit from a single class. Okay, in Java, actually, Java also supports, multiple inheritance, but there is a way, okay? Actually, Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, but, there is a provision made to that interfaces, okay? Through interface, Java can, accomplish the multiple inheritance. So, multiple inheritance means there is a child, okay? It has two parent classes, like here A and B. So this is not allowed in Dart, okay? In Dart, one child class can have one parent only, okay? So Dart doesn't support, okay? Dart doesn't support multiple inheritance. You got it? Okay, so in multiple inheritance means what? That a class cannot inherit two or more classes. Okay, so the structure, how you define the class. Okay, so this is a subclass. This is also called child class. Okay, subclass, child class, these are synonyms. Let me write it here. Subclass is nothing but a child class. Okay, basically these are synonyms. So you can just write it in here. Subclass or is a child class. So don't get confused. So we say class, subclass, extends, parent class. Okay. So parent class or super class. So this is actually, parent class is nothing but, super class. So whenever you, face these terms, child class, it's a subclass. When you face super class, it's a parent class. Okay, vice versa. So you have to, define the class like such. Okay, and you can define the body inside this. Okay, all right. Now, what we have to do is, that in this we have one subclass which inherits, the features from a parent class. Okay. So it's also called a superclass or a derived class. Okay. That the class from which this class is derived. Okay. So now, so child class will have all the properties and methods of the parent class. So let's say parent class, we are defining here. So parent class say have functions, okay, like function, let's say add, okay, subtract, okay. Then subclass can have all these functions. Okay, you don't have to write these functions. It automatically, you know, has permission to it is already inherited, okay, into that class. So you just don't see it, but it is there. Okay. Now this multiplication division, this is what something that this subclass has and parent class doesn't have. Okay. And also let's say you want you want to define its own addition function, you can do that. The only thing in here, when you create the object for this class now, you can and you call this addition function, it will call this addition function, not this one, because it overrides the methods from the parent class. It is allowed, okay, you're overriding this addition function which comes from the parent class. If it doesn't have, then no issue, it will call this parent class's addition function. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, just let me open up the editor first. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, so now let's do it here only. Okay, if it gives any problem, we can shift to the other editor. So we are creating one example here. Let's say banking example. Okay, so you have an account in your bank. Okay, so let's say we create one, define one, bank account class. Okay, so in this one, we have a balance property. Okay, so it's a field, so it's a private one. Okay, so it's a double balance. Balance is generally, see, this is very important. Okay, that as soon as you create an account, your balance should be zero. Okay, if you don't do that, no, that could be any number. Okay, so we need to initialize this to zero. Then we need to get this balance. Okay, that I want to read this balance. I'm having this property. Okay, balance, and it is returning the private value. Okay, so this is private variable balance. It is returning that. Okay, so how do I know this is a private balance? See, checking here. We have underscore any variable that has prefix underscore. That's a private variable. That means you can access this balance inside this class only. Outside this class cannot be accessed. Okay, especially when it's a library file. That means library file means if you have written this class and somebody wants to use this class, and they can give the this class path. Okay, and in that case it's in different scope, and the project that they are creating in there's a different scope. In that case, two different scopes, meaning that you need getters and setters that we have learned in the previous session. Okay, so now what we do is, we will, create two functions in here. So let's say deposit, okay, and in here we'll deposit the money, okay. So it is in fractions, so create, double amount, okay. So this should, assign the balance. And when you deposit, now don't say balance is equal to amount, okay. Your previous balance will be, gone. Okay, so you have to say balance is equal to balance plus amount. Okay, so the amount will be added to the previous amount. Okay, and now you can withdraw. Withdraw means to, okay, you need to withdraw is the amount. Okay, let's say if you successfully deduct the money from the balance. Okay, withdraw. In a bank, if you go, no, if you visit the bank, there's a withdraw slip and deposit slip. Okay, so if you want to deposit the money to your account, then you use deposit slip. So this is the function for that. Withdraw slip means you want to withdraw how much money you want to withdraw, that you mention. Okay, and if amount is it's less than your balance. Okay, that let's say sometimes you have let's say 10,000 balance there in your account. Okay, and you're withdrawing 20,000 from it. It's not possible. So this condition is important, that you're not allowed to withdraw the money more than the balance. So That is what we are doing. We should say dollar balance minus amount, okay? And this should do. And once it is successful, now we say, yeah, balance is, returning true. That means there's a successful reduction, okay? If suppose say amount is less than equal to balance, that is not. So let's say I have, let's say 10,000 in my account, okay? 10,000 INR in my account, and I'm withdrawing 20,000. So in that case, this is false, okay? It's not going inside. Your amount is higher than your balance. So in that case, it is returning false. You got it? And this is what the bank account statement is. Okay. All right. So in the second one, what we have to do is we have to, create a class. Okay. That is, saving account. So it's a saving account. Okay. There are two types of accounts, no? One business account, another is saving account. Okay. Current account is business account and saving account is a personal account. Okay. So here, both needs, account, bank account. Okay. So bank account, it's like related to balance only. Okay. So it's no matter it's a current account, saving account, you're gonna need this bank account. Okay. Because uh, it gives you like the withdraw and deposit functionality. Okay. This bank account gives you, uh, you know, deposit and withdraw functionalities that you can use it to update the balance. Okay. Okay, so since this saving account, it inherits from the bank account. Okay, so it has all the properties, and methods. Properties means the variables, like dollar balance is a variable property, and functions. Methods means functions. So it can have all the properties and functions. Okay, variables and functions from the bank account class. Okay, so and you can use this, saving account class, as the bank account class. So nothing is in there. Okay, don't worry, we are not writing any part code logic for the saving account. We just use it as if it's a bank account. Okay, instead of instantiating bank account, I'm going to instantiate, the saving account. Okay, so we say OB1 is equal to, saving account. What we are doing in here, we are creating an instance for saving account. You might wonder that this class has nothing. So how come you're creating an object for this class? Actually, you see it has nothing, but by writing extends bank account, it has all the features, okay, like balance, then it can read the balance, deposit the amount in the balance, okay, withdraw the amount from the balance, okay. So it is all available, okay. So now we can do is we can deposit some money in the account. Okay. So OB1's balance is, we want to update, then we want to call the deposit function. So deposit function, I'm depositing, 12,000, 12,600. Okay. So this was the amount I'm depositing. And now I want to withdraw. Okay. After depositing, I want to, withdraw. Okay. And withdraw how much? 2,600. Okay. And then finally, what I can do is I can print the balance. Okay. So I need get function deposit. I need to, you know, use this one balance. So what I can do, I can say print, my balance is, this is the statement. Okay. This is my statement. So I can say dollar and OB1 dot, balance. Okay. So here you have to use not private one, just a property. Okay. OB1 balance. Okay. And then semicolon in here. And let's just run this one. I hope all spellings are correct, syntax correct. Okay. Sometimes there is a spelling mistake. Okay. What is going on? We don't have the output in here. Okay. So in here, we do withdraw, no? 2,600. Okay, and okay, okay, let me run it one more time. Okay, so we have to check in here. Okay, so step by step, we'll check it what is going wrong in here. So maybe we need to then there could be a compiler problem in here. Okay, so just check it. We have class bank account, we have balance. Okay, then we have balance prototype here. Okay, it's a balance property. It returns me the balance. We have deposit in here. Okay, then we have let's say it will deposit into balance. Okay, that's correct. It returns the boolean value. Okay, and then we withdraw double amount. Okay, if that is less than balance, we update it. Okay, very good. And then okay, then main function extends bank account. Okay, we are creating one object in here of type saving account. We call deposit withdraw. Okay, all right. So let's check it now one more time. How about we do revise here this one. Okay, create open up the new editor. Okay, so dart pad for over. Okay, this one is here. So let me just copy paste in the code. Okay, all this. Okay, sometimes there is a problem, with the editor. It's better we use the Visual Studio Code. We'll just stop with one. Okay, we'll just use the Visual Studio Code one. Let me open it up for you. Okay, it is open now. So we'll create a new file in here. And okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, so Visual Studio Code, the screen, do you see it? You create a new file in here. It's a banking one. Okay, sorry, banking.dart, and it is creating the file. Okay, it is created. All right. So now what we do in here, we will just copy paste it here. Okay. So let me just comment all this code first. Let me see if this runs works properly. Step by step, we'll debug it. Okay, let's run this. Creating an object for saving account. First, we do that. Okay. So in this one, we create where OB1 is equal to saving account. Okay, semicolon. Then what we do is we just run these codes by saving it. Okay. Okay. Exchange bank account, we need class bank account. Okay. So creating bank account. Okay. Okay. So now let's run this. Okay, everything is working fine. Let's add the code step by step. Okay. So all right. So in this one, we have double balance. Okay, and read balance. Okay. So this property, I'm going to add it. Okay, and get balance is there. So when I do in here, I would say OB1 dot balance. So this is going to return me the balance. So I just need to print it. So let me run this. Okay, it is printing 0.0. Okay, that means it's working fine. Okay. So after then, we will have deposit and withdraw. Okay. So we will have deposit function and withdraw function. So let me just put it in here. Okay, let's save this one. Let me run this. Where is the main function? Okay. Okay, so now let me call the deposit function ob1 dot deposit, and let me deposit the amount like say 100. So let me run this. Okay, it is depositing the money. Okay, and after then we are printing. We are supposed to first deposit and then print. Okay, print the statement how much balance we have. So let's save this. One more time we are going to run this. See, it's printing 100. So my balance is 100 now. Okay, so let me just delete it. Okay, withdraw. Sorry, ob1 dot withdraw. How much money I want to withdraw? 40 or 30. So the balance should be 70 now. So let me run this. Say balance is 70. So I can just write in here that my balance is dollar ob1 dot balance. So let me just save and run it again. Okay, my balance is 70. So it's all working fine. I don't understand why it was giving problem in the previous code. Actually, it is same as that. Okay. Sometimes these online compilers behave strange. Okay. You don't need to worry about it. Just come to Visual Studio Code and do coding. Okay. So I can just write in here. See now, I'm using one property in here and I'm using private field in here. Okay, both is working. I'm directly accessing this private. You can do that in the same file, but that is not a good practice. So let's not do this one. Okay, this is a bad practice. You might say that, sir, this is working, but it will work in the same file. Okay, not in the other file. Okay, so as this is working as in because this class is in the same file. Okay, if it's in the different file, no, it's not going to work. So take a note of this. Okay, so now let's add more functions to a child class. Okay, so how to add it? Add the more functions to the child class. So this is the child class. So this saving account has interest rate. Okay, let's say you have lots of money, you want to do fixed deposit money. So they have fixed interest. Okay, so if it's a interest rate is IR interest rate. Okay, it is 0 initially, but if you want to set it or get to know that what is the interest rate, okay, then you use get IR and you know the private IR. This is the interest rate. Okay, this is the private rate. Okay, and this should return the interest rate actually, and you want to set the interest rate, so you need setter. Okay, so you need IR set. Okay, and then you need to pass this value that what you want to set. So this is the value. Okay, and then you need to say value, is it greater than the 0? Okay, because interest rate cannot be negative. Okay, interest rate cannot be negative, so you need validations here. If your value is minus, no, that's a problem. Okay, so that shouldn't be the case. So you have to always check if the interest rate value that I'm going to say interest rate is 6%. Okay, then the value will be in here 6. Okay, for IR value will be 6. If by mistake I give -6, then there is a problem. Okay, so that's why we need validations in here. So if I want to set this interest rate, I just call this one this, and this has to be public. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is everything is now inside this. I have to say that a private variable IR should be initialized to the value that I'm interested to set the value. And now you need to call the interest rate, like calculate interest rate, okay? Or you want to apply the interest rate. So I say apply interest to the principal amount, okay? So I will have here double, okay? What is the interest amount that I will have? Final amount will be, okay? Interested amount, okay? IR amount will be, that you need to get the balance first, then multiply with the interest rate, okay, and this is how you get the interest amount, that how much, what is the interest that is applied, okay. Let's say 10,000, 1,000 is there, okay, 1,000 amount is there. So let's say 10% is the interest. So what you're doing, you're doing 1,000, okay, into interest rate. So interest rate generally given as like in fraction, it's a 10%, okay, it's a 7%. It's a 5%. Okay. If you do that, you'll get the interest amount. Okay. So don't give like interest amount as a, like a decimal value. Okay. It should be, float value, fractional value. Okay. And then you have to, change the balance. Okay. So the private balance will be, equal to, you need to first get the old balance and plus you want to add interest amount. Okay, and this is how the interest is calculated. So it's a 5% in here. Okay, so 5% of 1,000 is different. 5% of 100 rupees is 5 rupees. Okay, so 5 rupees is our interest. Okay, that we have to pay to the bank. Okay, let's say we are just making assumptions in here. Now the saving account class has its own properties, We'll say saving class has, interest rate, it has functions, getters and setters, and one function apply interest. If you call this function, it should, get the interest rate from you and do multiplication in here. Okay. All right. So in this one now, you want to create the interest, object for this saving account. Okay, then you need to call the deposit function, okay, add set the interest rate first, okay, and then you can call this particular apply interest function, okay. All right, so how is the main function? Okay, main function should look like this. So let me just deposit the money, then withdraw the money. Okay, before that I want to, set the interest rate. So IR, this is a property that we are calling it, and interest rate is 0.07. It's a 7% interest. Okay, so it's a 0.07. Okay, that is what we are setting in. So let's check why it's giving error. Okay, so we are saying interest rate, is it there? Let me save it. So apply interest is there, set IR is there, okay, double value receipts, okay. 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 So in this one, what we have defined is that, okay, let me check it. What is this? The expression doesn't evaluate the function, so it can be invoked. Okay, so okay. Sorry, it's not a function, guys. In here we have to just say 0.07. Okay, it's a property, okay? I thought it's a function. Okay, so now what is next? Okay, let's check. Okay, let me run this code. Okay, let's run this code now. Okay, we are running this code. See, my balance is, so it is showing the balance in here. Okay, so okay, what we have done, we applied the interest. Okay, but we created this set the interest rate that we have done in here. Our interest is there, but we didn't apply this interest to our amount. So we have to apply interest. So this is a function. Okay, so what we have to do in here, we have to call this function. Okay, so let's do that. We have to say ob1 dot apply interest. Okay, and then you can see the difference in there now. Let's comment this one. Okay, and then run it. Let's save this. And when you print the balance now, you will see the different balance. Okay, so now let's print it. Okay, first let me get rid of this. Save it now. Oh, sorry, I clicked the debug button. Let me save and run. Okay. All right, so balance is say 107. After you applied interest, no, it's a 0.07. No, it's what is what happened in here? It's 7 rupees is added to 100 rupees. Okay, so 7% of 100 is 7. That apply interest is it has added that interest to your balance. Okay, so that's why balance it is showing 107. Okay, and now if you call this function one more time now. After this, let me just call it one more time. Okay, then you will see that your interest is now changed. Okay, let me save and run it. Okay, see, it's a 114 point some value again. Okay, because 7% of 7 rupees also added in here. Okay, it's a 0.49. Okay, so I hope you understand this part. Okay, so how it works, all these interest and other parts. Okay, all right. So in order to summarize, what this is, so basically inheritance, it allows a child class to inherit the properties and functions from another class. Okay, so inheritance is, it is used in almost all programming OP programming languages. Okay, so you should have a really good knowledge of this. Okay, so I'll give you assignment now. Okay, like it's a it's a banking sector. Okay, you can use this one in a school management system. Okay, so you have to create an application. Okay, so that is like assignment will be create like a school management application. In that you can create a person class. Okay, this is a super class. Okay, and this student, it's a child class. Okay, and child this is parent class you can name. Okay, and you have to add the properties on your own. Okay, it's freedom given to you. Okay, all right, thank you for joining today's session. Have a nice day. See you in the next session.